Very good. You already can tell me that the brain can develop from a tube to become how many brain vesicles? Three primary brain vesicles becoming five secondary brain vesicles. And then finally, yeah, we already covered all the functional area of cerebrum. And then we already covered here 31 segments of spinal cord. Remember, what I really care is about what is the safe side to perform lumbar puncture and why. And why they are cervical enlargement and lumbar enlargement. Then will be the blood supply of the spinal cord. Blood supply of the spinal cord is very important. There's one particular magna artery from the side. What's the name of that artery? Adam Kivich. Yeah, Adam Kivich. So, and then this is reinforced at T11 and T1. Yeah, T1, T11. Now we go to cerebellum. Yeah, little brain. Cerebellum, look at that, a server. Look at that, brain is the engine of agility. What do you mean by agility? Look at that. When you're serving, so many sensors because your body, the speed, everything is moving, changing. So, when you can balance yourself, it's very busy. Using what track? The spinal cerebellar tract just now. Very busy. A lot of sensors from your limb, from your trunk, back to the changing waterfalls here. Yeah? So, if your optic nerve has 1 million input, your eye is so busy, but the cerebellum has 200 million. 200 million, so it's very busy all the time, yeah? Cerebellum. And now, let me have a look what is this about. Okay, the cerebellum, when you view from above, you have the left and the right side. Mind you, this morning you learned the left cerebrum control the right side. But cerebellum is different, yeah? Cerebellum, the left controls the left side. The right controls the right side because this is their own consultant, yeah? Again, the left hemisphere of cerebellum controls the left side, the same side, yeah, of the body movement. And cerebellum will talk to cerebrum. Cerebellum will talk to spinal cord. Why? Because when it talks to spinal cord, it controls your whole trunk, upper limb and lower limb. When it talks to the cerebrum, you know why? Because cerebrum is the one that wants to execute the function. Just like just now when I decided to touch his fingertip, I already in my mind, this is the cerebrum. In my mind, I want to execute. But I cannot do it before I consult the cerebellum. So that is why these planning must go through the cerebellum. Yeah, cerebellum. And do you see that the cerebellum has three parts? Lateral, medial, and the most medial. We are going to see that later. Yeah, it has an arrangement in this way. Okay, that is what we call. This is in the exam. Yeah, usually in the neurological examination, we will actually ask the patient, can you touch your nose? Then move away and touch the finger of the clinician and move away and touch the nose again. You'll find that the patient with cerebellar lesion always overshoot. Either it's overshoot the target or cannot reach the target because they cannot reach to that. But they can still move the motor movement. They can still do it. They can still move the finger, just that not precise. Same as this, hopscotch. Yeah? When you do the hopscotch, you are able to balance your body. Yeah? There's a lot of movement here. Now, we are moving beyond your textbook. Dulu anda belajar our textbook is just for posture. No! Cerebellum is to correct all your error. What is your error? Yeah? Error is like whenever whenever I try to point this, you find that I do not always point my pointer right to the word. I always point somewhere and then I quickly move it to the target. Because when I first shoot it, I know that it's not right. It is the cerebellum telling me that no, move here. exactly I am doing this error. And if you go for Zumba class or those group classes, you find that someone moves to the left and the instructor moves to the right, you know. Then at the beginning, everyone going not same direction. Eventually, everyone can move synchronously. Why? Their cerebellum is telling them, correct your error. This is an error correction machine for you. Yeah, very important. And cerebellum will help you to learn new behavior, to help you to correct your errors, plan your movement. Yeah. And now test yourself. Cerebellum is motor. It operates at which level?
Conscious B.
Yeah. If it is conscious, your brain is going to explode. Every time you have to tell yourself, move left, move right. No, it just do it for you without you knowing, unconscious, right? How good is that? You are taking advantage of cerebellum. Yeah, it's just doing all this error correction without you knowing. Now, here, damage of the cerebellum does not affect which part?
Motor learning. D ataupun A. Tapi dia nak conscious order of.
D, motor learning. It will affect your motor learning, right?
Yes. But then
It will affect your motor learning because you try to learn something good. Let's say just now Zumba, yeah? You try to do motor learning. Your hands start to become clumsy, but after a few times, you know how to master the skill, right? Why E? Is paralysis. Nobody choose this? Why?
the correction.
You won't paralyze, no? If your cerebellum is dysfunction. Why?
Dia bukan initiated.
Yeah, because you still have your cerebrum is still working. Cerebrum can still do the motor movement like your motor homunculus. Just that you will move a bit clumsy because this first consultant is not working. Then you will do everything more clumsy, but you still can do the job, so you won't paralyze. If someone having cerebellar ataxia, yeah, having the lesion, you only affect your movement not smooth, but you won't paralyze. Faham eh? Here, okay, there's a big difference here, yeah. But if cerebrum is having lesion, then it may paralyze. So now, where is it? This is the dura sheath that is so strong and thick. This will form the midline fox cerebri to divide your hemisphere into right and left. But at the end here, at the posterior side, it starts to spread across like a cam. Then it forms a fox cerebelli. Yeah? The fox cerebelli is going to divide the hemisphere of the cerebrum into right and left hemisphere. So the tentorium cerebellum is a dura matter that will help to affix the cerebellum at the cranial base. Okay, it's like separating it and also protecting it. But sometimes when there's a concussion of the head, you look at the edge of the fox cerebri, very sharp. It can act like a scissors and cut through. Yeah, this is where your midbrain is. It can easily cut through the midbrain. Yeah, or even sometimes lesion to the cerebellum itself. So now this is when you view from the side. When you pandangan see the cerebellum, you can see a lot of flowers here. These flowers is called arborvitae. Yeah, not gyrus, but we call it arborvitae. Yeah? And you have again, outside is gray matter, inside is white matter. Di tengah-tengah we have cerebellar nuclei. Nuclei means there are the nucleus that is meant for the for the cell body. Yeah? We will learn all these nuclei later on. Now, this is your cerebellum. So remember, you have cerebellum here. Di depan, you have three parts of the brainstem: midbrain, pons, and medulla. Each of these will have a jambatan to connect to the cerebellum. This is the midbrain, pons, and medulla. The parts that connects to the cerebellum is called, this whole thing, this jambatan is called cerebellar peduncle. This peduncle is actually the fibers, a tract of fibers. You have the superior, connect the midbrain to cerebellum. Middle, connect the pons to the cerebellum. And the inferior connects the medulla to the cerebellum. So your cerebellum is very busy. It has 3 jambatan to connect midbrain, pons, and medulla. Then you ask me, what is this for? This is all for the fibers to go in and fibers to come out after seeing the consultant. Yeah, this is like 3 doors. Yeah, for it to enter. So you have SCP, MCP, ICP. This will be needing for you to remember. Now, let's see. Do you remember cerebellum is originating from a brain stem? Which ventricle that is related to? Just now when I talk about the brain development, you remember lateral ventricle? Then you have the 3rd ventricle, 4th ventricle. How about coming back here? Do you see this diamond shape, this triangle shape? What is this?
4th ventricle.
This is the 4th ventricle. And this is the choroid plexus of the 4th ventricle. And your cerebellum is overlies the 4th ventricle. Yeah, C, 4th ventricle. So now, this is your cerebellum. It has 3 lobes. Yeah? Again, our exam question is, name the 3 anatomical lobes and name the 3 functional lobes. Again, anatomy is anatomy, functional is functional. Now we are seeing anterior lobe, posterior lobe, flocculonodular lobe. But when you look at the function, it's really fun. Anterior lobe is paleocerebellum. Flocculonodular is archy. So remember Paleolithic, Neolithic? Yeah, for your history subject. Posterior lobe is neo. Apa maksud dia? Let me tell you, yeah. Cerebellum, through evolution, developed a lot. From first archy, through evolution, it adds on, become paleo. Then it adds on another part called neo. And why? Just imagine. Let me start from a living organism called fish. Fish, yeah? Fish has limbs or not? No limbs, yeah? But can it do balancing?
Yes.
So fish will have really, really important archy cerebellum just to balance your posture, equilibrium. Everyone has that. But slowly, you have amphibians. Betul tak? Amphibians, okay? The fish start to live on earth. Then in between, earth and water. Betul tak? And then, it will start to grow the limb. But its limb, it doesn't have the finger just like us so precise that you can grab food, yeah? Or you can play your smartphone. So what they have is, they have a limb, but it's for crude movement of the limb. So you start to have paleocerebellum. But later on, you and I, we evolve to become really higher level of the mammals. And now, we will start to have digits that is well grown. And this digit will help you to do so many fine jobs. Then now you have neocerebellum. And this is the newest part of the cerebellum. So your cerebellum has 3 parts. Archy, most ancient, paleo, and neo. And this correspond to their anatomical lobe. Yeah, anatomical lobe. So now let's have a look here. Yeah, you have 3 fissures. Let me see. Yeah, you have. Again, we have fissures. So now, when you look at the side view, what is this ventricle? 4th ventricle, choroid plexus. Yeah, and this is midbrain, pons, and medulla. Each of these connect to the cerebellum melalui peduncle. Yeah, cerebellar peduncle, superior, middle, and inferior. Now you will see 2 very important fissures. One is here. This is called primary fissure. Primary fissure will divide the anterior lobe from posterior lobe. And you'll find that posterior lobe is really so big because this is the newest part in the evolution, neocerebellum. And then now the posterior loop itself has one very sharp, very big fissure. This fissure is called horizontal fissure. This horizontal fissure will then divide the brain, the cerebellum, into upper and lower half. Then later on you have another fissure is called posterolateral. At the posterior side, lateral. Posterolateral fissure will divide the posterior loop from the flocculonodular loop. How easy I ask you this question to label it. Again, I will show you this lateral view of the cerebellum. I ask you to label the anatomical loop and fissures. Can you do that? Anterior lobe, posterior lobe, and this little one is flocculonodular loop. Fissure, primary fissure, horizontal fissure, and posterolateral fissure. Tomorrow when you come to the Wednesday, when you go to the practical class, you are going to see that, yeah? Now, this is when you view the cerebellum from superior and inferior. Color from superior, this is a primary fissure just now. This tiny one is anterior lobe, highlighted in red. This is your posterior lobe, your neocortex. If I flip to inferior, what I can see is, I see this blue color. This blue color is the ancient part of the cerebellum. It's called flocculonodular loop. Anatomically, functionally, it is archicerebellum. Anatomically, it is flocculonodular. Functional is archicerebellum. This is the smallest part here, and also ancient part. Now, I want you to see even deeper. Deeper. These two are called tonsil. At the posterior lobe, tonsil. Tonsil is the part that is right above right behind your medulla oblongata. Sometimes it can herniate into your opening of your cervical occiput here. Sometimes it can herniate into that. Now we are going to see into this area. Di tengah-tengah, just now you'll see from here, superior to inferior. Now I want you to see from here. Di tengah-tengah, this is called vermis. Vermis, and then you have paravermis. This is the picture from the book that they want to tell you. This is the midline. This is called vermis. This is flocculonodular lobule. Here, the blue color. And what you have is all the loops for the posterior lobe. You do not need to remember this. This is just for good to know. Good to know. But what I want you to tell you that this morning kita belajar motor homunculus, sensory homunculus. Cerebellum also has its homunculus. Cerebellum also has its homunculus, and you can see that it starts from the vermis. This is you. You are now lying inside the cerebellum. Now I open up the cerebellum, right and left side, and look at here. When you are in the center, which part? Your trunk is in the center, just like the fish. Your trunk is in the center, and this is actually will be the part that is controlling your equilibrium. And then later on you will have another part. This is the vermis. Then you have the paravermis, paramedian. This is the median side. This is the paramedian, and this is the latest loop. Look at your hand. The digit, where does it fall to? Look at your fingers. Fall into the neocerebellum, and this is all going to your cerebrocerebellum. This is where it talks to your cerebellum just now. That's why you do this function. Because when you do this, you are really checking this area. Lateral loop, posterior loop, lateral zone, paramedian zone, and median zone. Again, this is a median zone vermis, paramedian, and lateral zone. Lateral zone is more for the action by your digit of your hand. But then upper limb, arm and forearm falls into paramedian zone. So this is the vermis, paravermis, and this is the lateral. So where do they talk to? The outermost will talk to the cerebrum. This side will talk to the spinal cord. And this side will talk to, this part will talk to the vestibular. Why vestibular? Your ear, your inner ear is for balancing. Yeah? Then that is for your vestibulocerebellum. So now this is what you usually get from the neuroanatomical book. This is a homunculus for the cerebellum. You have the trunk in the vermis. Then you have the forearm in the paravermis. But your fingers is in the lateral zone. Yeah? So when patient come to your clinic, you have to decide whether this patient is having injury here, the pink color, or having injury in the orange, or having injury in the green zone. So you will design different examination. Now coming back to this, finger again. Don't fall asleep, okay? He's falling asleep. No. Okay, how about this? This examination is designed to test which zone of the cerebellum. Nose, away, finger, away, back to nose. What is this? Which zone that I'm testing? The green, the orange, or the pink? Green, right? Because I'm testing the function of your finger coordination. How do I test the pink color zone? It's really for equilibrium, no? If you want to test equilibrium, very easy. Just ask him to walk. Just walk and you observe. Is there any gait? Yeah? Ataxia. Don't worry, I have all these in the lecture notes. Later on, how do you test the zone that is here in the orange? We will see that later. Yeah, we'll see that later. So now, coming up to here, functional lobe, yeah? Anatomical lobe under other bigger. Anatomical, how easy? Anatomical is, what is anatomical here? Anterior, posterior, flocculonodular. Yeah, or we call it is a cerebrocerebellum, spinocerebellum, or flocculonodular. Flocculonodular, that's why flocculonodular, flocculus and nodulus. Now I come to the archie. Look at the archie cerebellum. Earliest is fish. It is formed by flocculonodular lobules. It is to maintain your equilibrium, balancing, tone and posture of your trunk. Because fish has no limbs, that's why it's about trunk muscle. How about going to amphibians and reptiles? Amphibians and reptiles, they do have limbs, but they do not use the finger as fine as us. So they are actually made up mainly by anterior lobe. And then this is mainly for terrestrial vertebrates, and they control the tone, posture, other bezel, yeah? Tone and posture of the trunk muscle. Iniala to control tone and posture of the limbs. Just the arm and forearm, thigh and leg sahaja. Okay? And this is to mainly to about limbs. And what is stereotype movement? You know what is stereotype movement? Something that you will do unconsciously. Nail biting. What else? Nose sticking. Yeah, these are all stereotype, yeah? Stereotype movement. And even the baby thumb sucking. Yeah? Thumb sucking is also a stereotype movement controlled by cerebellum. How about neocerebellum? The latest. The latest is in the mammals, mainly is posterior lobe, the largest and the newest. This is very important. This will help you to control the fingers about your non-stereotype movement, skilled movement, learn activity. This is anterior lobe. This is the flocculonodular. What is the name of this functional? Archie. This is paleo. Ini? No. Okay, now. Archie is equilibrium, and this is for the paleo, yeah? Tongue suckling, nail biting, yeah? Nose picking and posture, just posture. But for the neocerebellum, is skill movement. You'll find that if the patient has problem with cerebellum, they still can button the shirt, but when they button the shirt, it's not aligned. This is the first sign of cerebellar lesion. When they cannot button the t-shirt. That is the most important, yeah? Non-stereotype movement. Now, test yourself. What is the function of paleo?
C.
C, very good, yeah? Because paleo is for the limb, crude movement of the limbs, yeah? But not this one. Now, again. What is the spinal part? Which part of the cerebellum is talking to the spinal cord? You try to rule out. Does it talk to flocculonodular?
No.
Because the flocculonodular will talk to your vestibular or nuclei. That will be in the inner ear, not spinal cord. B. B? Yes. Vermis and paravermis. Huh? See that? Here. Vermis and paravermis belongs to spinocerebellum. This is the lateral one is with cerebrocerebellum, about the finger skewed movement. Alright? And this vestibular is about with the flocculus and nodular. Yeah, flocculonodular with vestibular, with the inner ear. Spinal cord, inner ear, and the cerebrum. So yeah, your cerebellum has lots of the very busy organ. Now, coming to here. Again, cerebellum has outer gray matter, inner white matter, and many nuclei. And this nuclei has the same pattern. Look at now, if I cut the brain cerebellum, you will see gray matter, white matter, and these are the nuclei. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From outer to inner or to inner to outer. The arrangement is exactly following the evolution. Also related to archae, also related to paleo, also related to neo. What happened here is, I want you to remember these 4 nuclei. The outside most, the biggest one is called dentate nucleus. Why? Kerana dia shaped like bergerigi. That's why dentate nucleus. And then when you move on, more medial is emboliform, and the globus. Yeah, globus or emboliform. These two, yeah. This is the emboliform, this is the globus. And these two collectively, most of the books call them nuclear interpositus because they are in between. That's why we call them interpositus. Why I put this is because some books, they don't like to separate them. Some neurologists, they just say nucleus interpositus. And you have to remember it's formed by emboliform and also globus. Yeah, globus. And then the innermost, yang paling tengah, is fastigial nucleus. 4 nuclei. Dang, dang, dang. And they call don't eat greasy food. Can you remember that? From outside to inside is don't eat greasy food. Don't eat greasy food. Boleh. D dentate, E emboliform, G for globus, F for fastigial. Outside to inside, yeah, outside to inside. Ini dua-dua combine to become nucleus interpositus. Oh, quickly test your short-term memory. Choose the right organization of these deep nuclei from lateral to medial.
D.
Ay, very good. D, don't eat greasy food. Okay lah, this is easy. But how about if I ask you to write? Remember, you must learn to write emboliform, globus, fastigial. Yeah? Okay, now I'm going to relate one by one. Oh, here comes the whole summary. Okay, here, yeah? This is the anatomical loop. Anterior, posterior, flocculonodular. But if I relate to phylogenetic, then it is anterior is paleocerebellum. And paleo always talk to spinal cord. Flocculonodular is archae, it always talk to the vestibular nuclei. Yeah? That's why vestibulocerebellum. Near equal meaning. Posterior loop is the newest. It is called neocerebellum, or we call it cortico-pontocerebellum. Which one that they talk to? This is a cerebropeduncle. This will use superior cerebellar peduncle. This will use middle. This will use inferior. You can ignore this, but remember this. Vestigial, don't eat greasy food. Don't, dentic is paling luar. Dentic is paling luar. So dentic is related to the newest part of the cerebellum. That is why it is related to neocerebellum. So your dentic nucleus will handle the fibers from the neocerebellum. Vestigial is the ancient part of the cerebellum. So vestigial nucleus will handle the fibers from archicerebellum. Interposidus means emboliform and globose. They will handle the fibers from paleocerebellum. Now, this is what happened here. When you want to see someone have a limb ataxia, like just now, just now when I point the finger, if I am having limb ataxia, pointing up. So if I have limb ataxia, I may overshoot the target, or I cannot reach the target. This is where I will know that lateral zone or the posterior cerebellum is having problem. Lateral zone. Then, if equilibrium is very easy, some person they will just walk like drunken gait, just like swinging left and right, just like someone drunken. This is about flocculonodular. The challenging part here is this one. Can you come? Show me. Do you know the tandem walking? Do you know what is tandem walking? Come, I'll show you. This is how you are. This is where we will ask you to design an exam. Let's say you are given 7 minutes for OSCE, right? Then we give you a script. We say that this patient suspected maybe have an injured or lateral loop of the cerebellum. Design. Ask a neurological question. What will you ask? What kind of test that you do? If you want to test the lateral zone, lateral loop of the brain, of the cerebellum. Okay, so you will ask for the nose, fingertip, for nose, fingertip, so you are the clinician, then I'm a patient. So what you want me to do? Very good, very good instruction. She will say that, could you please point your nose, then point away, then point to the finger, then point away, and come back. This is to test the lateral zone. This is test the neocerebellum. But now, the center one, distal equilibrium is quite easy, drunken gait. So you just ask him or her to walk. You just observe. But now tandem walking. You know what is tandem walking? So tandem walking is, you walk a straight line, but then heel to the toe, toe to the heel, alternate. Heel to the toe, and then heel to the toe again, heel to the toe, so it's like this. Heel touching the toe. Yes, you see that? She's now doing this, heel to the toe. This is tandem walking. And not many people can do that, Okay, very good. So you see, why? Because now I am checking on the crude movement of the limbs. Crude movement of the limbs. I'm not checking the trunk. I'm not testing her trunk. I am checking, really want to see the crude movement of the lower limb. So this is called tandem walking. And if someone can walk in straight line, no problem with the anterior loop. Then this is called gait ataxia. If there is problem, once they do this, they start to fall down. Then you know that if they just walk normal gait, no problem. Then this flocculonodular loop, no problem. But once you tell them to walk in a tandem walking gait, sometimes you will say tandem. Okay lah, makcik itu tak faham. Then you have to demonstrate. Make sure you also can walk very steadily with your tandem gait. Once again, tandem gait. Very good. Very stable. Very stable. Very good. Okay, this is called tandem walking. Okay, thank you. Very nice. So now, that's why here I prepare a list of potential OSCE questions. If you just ask the patient to walk in usual fashion, you just want to see the midline. Just walk and you observe. Ask him to walk in straight line and you observe the gait. You are testing the midline, Vermes. But then, if you ask them to walk tandem, straight line, heel to toe, toe to heel, this is actually you want to check, is there any problem with the here, anterior loop. Yeah, tandem walking. How about coordination? Finger to nose test or heel, knee and shield. You know heel, knee and shin is how? You ask the patient to lie on the bed, then he or she will have one leg and then let the heel touch the knee and then roll down and come back again. Yeah? So this is called the heel, knee, shin test. Or dysmetria. What do you mean by dysmetria? Yeah? Dysmetria means they cannot project nicely. Dysmetria. Or you ask them to do repetitive movement. You know what is repetitive movement? You ask them just do this. Flip the hand, yeah, as fast as they can, repeating, yeah. Then do the other side. For patient with the cerebellar dysfunction, they will do this and then they will do like this and they cannot flip again. So this is where you will ask them, if they cannot do this, you will write on your paper. Don't say that patient cannot do hand patting, patient cannot do thigh stepping. You make it very high class. Didacokinesia. This didacokinesia, this is also a lateral zone of cerebellum. If you want to test the lateral zone of the cerebellum, yeah, if someone cannot do rapid alternating movement, this is because of the you will diagnose as this didacokinesia. Yeah. How nice, yeah? Or you can check for the ocular, yeah, abnormalities for nystagmus. So now this is where you ask the patient just walk in the normal gait. You just check the vermis, then tandem gait, yeah, to see is there any unsteadiness. Then of course you're going to check the rhombus sign, but we don't really use it now here. Okay, now this is all what we say, yeah. I told you, yeah, the cerebellum has 200 millions of inputs. Where are they coming from? Oh, they are coming from mainly from your spinal cord. The spinal cord gives you a lot of fibers, mostly fibers like the name say, most. So it's the most and most important. Not just most in number, but it's also most important, mostly fibers. Mostly fibers are all the fibers coming back from your brainstem and spinal cord. Kecuali dari inferior olivary nucleus. Because inferior olivary nucleus will give you a special type of fibers called climbing fibers. Yeah, climbing fibers. No matter what, these two fibers are going into the cerebellum. And this is where, in the Nature paper, we summarize it. This is your cerebellum, yeah? What are the, can you name 4 nuclei?
Dentate.
Don't eat greasy food, right? Dentate, emboliform, globose, fastigial. The whole cerebellum receives 2 fibers only, Mossi fibers and climbing fibers. Mossi fibers are the most in number and also most important because they receive the fibers from the brainstem here. They receive fibers from spinal cord. They receive fibers from vestibular nuclei, from your inner ear. Kecuali inferior olivary nucleus. Benda yang kecuali kita suka tanya. Inferior olivary nucleus not giving you Mossi fibers, that may give you climbing fibers. And olivary nucleus is C-shaped. So how easy to remember? This nucleus is C-shaped. So the name is climbing. C for C. Please remember that. Inferior olivary nucleus is a C-shape and it gives you the climbing fibers to reach to the cerebellum. Yeah, you can ignore that later on because you can learn this in histology later on. Yeah. Okay, now I make sense of everything. Yeah. Grand finale. Functional loop again. What is out and what is? This is something in. You have afferent. There must be something out. Why you go into cerebellum? Untuk dapat nasihat. Selepas dapat nasihat, kena pergi nucleus yang assign, then keluar dari cerebellum. Okay? Kembali ya. After you terima nasihat, mesti out of the cerebellum. So now we start from here. Okay, let's start from the ancient one. Paling ancient. Archicerebellum. Archicerebellum ialah untuk equilibrium ya. efferent dia dari mana? Of course dari mana? They are from your inner ear, from vestibular nuclei dari inside telinga. These fibers will come out and masuk melalui inferior cerebellar peduncle. Kemudian dia pergi which nuclei? Vestigial, very good. Dia sampai ke vestigial. After selepas vestigial dia sudah dapat nasihat keluar. Dia akan keluar melalui ICP juga, kembali ke vestibular nucleus. That's where you do all the balancing of your walking just now. Just the trunk equilibrium, yeah? This is the easiest. Now I go to one level a bit higher. Paleo. Paleocerebellum involve vermis and paravermis. This is to control your posture and muscle tone of your arm and forearm. Not here, yeah? Arm and forearm. Okay. Fibers will go in. These fibers is coming back from your spinal cord. This time, they will come back through. Still remember just now you have two spinal cerebellar tract? You have one lateral, one ventral, one lateral. So you have, dia masuk melalui superior cerebellar peduncle and inferior cerebellar peduncle, ya, SCP and ICP. Which two nuclei yang dia akan pergi? Paleo akan pergi dua nuclei. Emboliform and globose, ya, dia akan pergi globose and emboliform nuclei. Selepas tu dapat nasihat, it will exit from cerebellum. When it exit from cerebellum, it will exit through the red nucleus through superior cerebellar peduncle. Now, the highest is the latest development in your cerebellum. The highest that makes you different from other mammals. Yeah, makes you different from reptile and amphibians. Here, neo. Neocerebellum is really for fine motor coordination, finger. Now, this efferent is now from cortex. Why kernel from cortex? This is from your, then you start to ask me, doctor, who actually they ask, where area to send down the signal? Your premotor cortex. Your premotor cortex, before it wants to execute, dia kata, okay, before execute, I better ask cerebellum how to do it right. That's why from premotor cortex will send down the fibers to the cerebellum melalui middle cerebral peduncle. MCP, you can see that MCP very unique. Tak ada orang boleh guna highway ini. Hanya cerebellum can use. Only the midbrain can use. Yeah? Sorry, only the pons can use. Yeah? Here. MCP is exclusively for any fibers coming down from cerebrum. MCP exclusively. Only in and no out. SCP other in, other out. ICP other in, other out. But the MCP only for input, and dia akan pergi dentate nucleus. Selepas dapat nasihat, dia keluar. Bila dia keluar juga melalui SCP and kembali ke cortex. Then only you start to execute. So this is just like when you're seeing, when you're at the canteen, you see a fried chicken, no? So when you aim at the fried chicken, you with the thong in your hand, you know exactly what's the speed to aim for it. But before you do it, you know exactly. Yeah. So your premotor cortex will ask the cerebellum. Cerebellum go through here. MCP, come on, dentate nucleus. Dentate nucleus will then go back to thalamus. Thalamus go to motor cortex. Motor cortex then come back to your primary motor cortex, and then only you execute. Then you can click onto the fried chicken that you like. Yeah, precisely. Yeah, that belongs to you. Okay, now test yourself, guys. Efferent, kalau nak from paleocerebellum. Paleocerebellum will pergi mana, melalui mana? Melalui which jambatan? Paleo. Very good, Here, red nucleus through SCP. Paleo, see that? Paleo, dia melalui red nucleus, melalui SCP, betul tak? Ya, red nucleus, SCP. Okay. Now, before you go, another 5 minutes, yeah? This, kalau you understand You really understand, yeah? This is the most difficult now. Okay. What's the nerve pathway if you wish to tap a button of A at the keyboard using the left index finger? You want to move the left finger. First, I may ask you, when you want to move the left index finger, you want to ask your consultant of cerebellum on the left or the right? Left to right. Okay, good. At least this is a good way. Okay, now, come to here. You want to move your left side of the body, betul tak? You want to move your left finger, yeah? Now, before you do this, you must start from your right cerebrum, betul tak? If you want to move your left, you have to ask the right side to do it. So that's why I will start the story with right cerebrum. The right cerebrum will then, here, yeah? This is the left, this is the right. Now, this is your consultation, the blue line, the blue dotted line. Your cortex want to do something. Tapi sebelum dapat nasihat, dia tak boleh buat apa-apa. So now, we'll start from this dotted line. Sorry, the red line here. Red line, let me see. Red line, oh yeah, red line. Betul, red line. All this color matching. Red here means red line. Green here means green line. Boleh? So now let's follow, yeah? From your right cerebrum, it will send the signal down to the pons. From the pons, it stops at the pontine nucleus. Then the pontine nucleus will send the fibrous is called masuk melalui MCP. Tadi kita kata MCP is very unique. Exclusively for fibers from cortex, from the cerebral cortex. So dia akan masuk ke cerebellum melalui MCP, then it will project to the Purkinje, from Purkinje cell synapse, then it will project to the dentate nucleus. So it will go to the left side of the neocerebellum. Then you start to ask me, doctor, what do you mean by here? From the right side of the pons, you have to go to the left side. Why left? Because you want to move left finger. So you have to ask the left neocerebellum. From the left neocerebellum, it will project to the left side of the dentate nucleus, because dentate nucleus you have 4, but this is the one that is related to the function. From after dia dapat consultation how to tap the button A, then it start to exit. Bila dia exit, guys, before it exit, it must go back to the right side, betul tak? So that's why it cross again to left. Before dia keluar, dia mesti cross again. So when it exit, dia akan melalui opposite of the superior cerebellar peduncle. It will go through the right side of the superior cerebellar peduncle to reach to the right midbrain, to the right thalamus. From the right thalamus, go back to the cerebrum. Now, only cerebrum from here, premotor cortex, go to primary motor cortex, Brodmann's area 4. Then only send the dotted line to your anterior horn of the spinal cord. From the anterior of the spinal cord, go to your brachial plexus. From your brachial plexus, move the fingers to your index finger and contract. That's where it will complete the whole motor movement. See, your whole body, you are taking advantage that you are doing this so all at the without you thinking about that. But this is what happened here. So now, if you go home, take some time to digest this. Now, this is for you to remember. If someone having lesion in the cerebellum, they will show you some features called dashing. First, they will show this dihydrocokinesia. Still remember this? When you cannot do rapid alternating movement, it's called this dihydrocokinesia. Someone will have ataxic gait, they will have slur speech, hypotonia, intentional tremor, nystagmus, and gait. Remember dashing. Now, which of the following is not the cerebellar sign?
Atonia.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah, because you have intentional tremor.
Oh.
Who has unintentional tremor? Parkinson's disease patient. Parkinson's disease patient will have unintentional tremor because they will have tremor all the time. This is Parkinson, right? But the person who have the cerebellum movement problem, they wouldn't show it until they want to do the action. Just like if I want to tell them to move their finger from nose away to finger, then only they start to show tremor. That's why it's called intentional tremor. If not, when they're just sitting still, you cannot tell. Because they haven't want to do the movement, you wouldn't see the tremor. That's why it's intentional tremor. Parkinson's disease patient have unintentional tremor. All right, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay.